Welcome back, hunters! I'm the Survivalist, and we return to Monster Hunter Wilds, where we're tackling the second monster in the title update at its peak power. We're going up against Seregios this time as another 8-star, 5-threat level tempered. So, we're going to be using the same build. I do have to just check my item pouch, make sure we are fully stocked up, because this is going to be another likely painful hunt ahead. The Gallagher hunt was a bit rough on ourselves. I admit I was greedy in... No, I don't actually have to do that thanks to the little outdoor box here. I was pretty greedy in some of the things I was doing that explained a number of them. But there were also others where it's like trying to fight it underwater and feeling like you are forced to really rely on the slinger ammo and finding it to, like, engage with it. There's work to be done still. And mostly, it really feels around, it's actually the hunter's animations more so than anything else. I think, keep the damage as it is, that's fine. The monster attacks and, like, the combo and speed, that's no problem. My issue really falls onto the player has to have less dead frames and less uninteractable moments to actually make the game feel and flow better. And Seregios, which we're going up against here, is probably going to be a prime example of that. It's also another monster where... let me see. I've got one for Wyveria at night, and I think that's my only... Actually, you know what? We're going to... Okay, I've actually got 3 of the 5 stars. I think we'll do planes during daytime for it, just because... Well, I mean, this one does have the Dissenter, which would be nice, but I... Oh, I'm going to be dumb, and I'm going to do the harder one here. We're going to go to Wyveria for it, because this is a case where it kind of feels like another monster that is... too big for where they've slotted it in for some of the fights with it. Like, with how Seregios likes to fly up to do a lot of sweeps and swoops and such, it kind of feels like in some of the areas in both the Windward Plains and Wyveria, it's too tight of a space for it to really be able to maneuver as it does. And we'll see how this goes. I'm actually going to even go further, and I don't do this often. We're going to pop the Mega Armor Skin and Demon Drug to start ourselves off. It might... Okay, that is a really long animation for those now that I, like, sit for that, too. It really is the case of the player's animations just feel, like, extra prolonged without, like, great reason for it. But for this Seregios hunt, I don't think we'll actually be using rapid fire much at all. Because of the lockup that happens with the animations, it's probably going to be too dangerous for us to actually... Like, yeah, you can see with how he swoops in and out a lot, we basically want to make sure we always have the ability to dodge and do side steps. Get that little hit in, even if it doesn't really do all that much. It at least opens us up for a couple of shots. And it might be a while until we get him enraged and down with basically being this conservative. I say that and then there's the enrage. Well, this is where it is super combo heavy. And it's only openings like this where we might be able to get the chaser follow-up with shots. We've got to be very careful of... Basically, any hit throws us really off rhythm for it. Oh, like, yeah, you can see. Okay, we'll try to get that in quickly. Okay, that gave us an opening there for that. I'm actually not going to take the blade scales, because Seregios is a pin that we definitely want to keep ourselves out of. So I'm going to make sure we have the flash pods at the ready. And again, as much as we get these counter shots, it feels like the openings are really, really slim for actually getting anything done with them. The little blades that he does throw off like that, basically if you get hit by one, you're guaranteed to be hit by multiple. Or I should say you'll get hit multiple times, which is almost like a guarantee for the bleed to go off. Oh yeah, there. Okay, didn't quite get off, but you saw, because it like has a multiple proc that happens with it. And that, and then he might do...
The monster's alive. I'll drop a flashlight in.
Use that, help us out a little bit for a moment. Ah, shoot. Try and get that wound that we just opened up broken. There we go. Give us an opening, try to get some of these in. Now, I don't know... Okay, so the flash wore off right there. Oof. Yeah, that is the pinning sweep. That's the one you really want to make sure you avoid, or you're going to be hit pretty bad. Got that in. Yeah, like, at least that does give us an opening for a shot or two. And now... Yeah, there's the super one. Oh, okay, we got a leg break there. Not really going to affect too much, I believe. That was dumb of me. I shouldn't have tried for that. But I did. Okay. We'll keep up and just keep like this. Let's see. We'll pop a ration just to make sure we keep stamina up and high. I'm actually kind of surprised we haven't been hit by the bleed effect, but that's also because we've been lucky in not getting any contact from... getting hit by most of any of his attacks. I don't think Seregios is quite the same glass cannon he was in prior games, where it's like, he doesn't have as much HP to offset how dynamic and mobile he is. But he still packs a very good punch. I'm just playing as careful as I can be to make sure we have as few carts as possible. Honestly, how I should have played up against the guy, Chris, but... you live and learn from making one mistake.
Look out!
And we got Zhu Wu here. It's actually kind of nice to have the monster show up here. Oh, very nice to have the monster show up here if it's going to do that for us. Okay, well, we don't want him actually fighting us, so we'll get out of here and keep on Seregios' tail. But of the 2 fights added with this update, oh. Okay, there was the crawling animation I told you guys that I hate. You'll get knocked down, even if it's not for a little bit, you have this stupid, weird, like, little... Ow. Okay, managed to get out of that without getting... Ooh, and a mount. Getting off too bad. Again, I wouldn't mind that little crawl thing if that's the case of, like, you're really low on stamina and you can't dodge out of the situation you're in. But it doesn't feel like it belongs for, like, how easy it is to be knocked into that state. Okay, there's Seregios down. No, even if I dodged the initial, I guess I was still in... Aw, oh, damn it, shoot. Oh, there we go. Yeah, again, it's the little crawl and then you can dodge. Throw that out, just dodge when you're knocked down. Simple, fast, keeps the flow present. It kind of reminds me of what they did with the Clutch Claw for Iceborne, where it's like, we want you using this mechanic, so it's thrown in your face, you have to use it or you're heavily punished otherwise. It does not fit and does not feel good. It's where I'm kind of... I do not like seeing the Clutch Claw, even for, like, the Gallagher underwater stuff. I don't like that it's brought back for that. Even if it's just, like, such a minor inclusion, it still is a no to me. Okay, there's a couple of wounds destroyed. Oh, actually, maybe just one wound. There we go. Okay, that's done. And we're thankfully into, like, the last legs of it. Let's see if maybe we can get the shock trap. To be of use here. There we go. And again, just like Gallagher, I'm going to see about trying to get the capture. Or, sorry, the kill. And I am going to use all tools available, so we will actually be using a couple barrel bombs once he goes to sleep. But Seregios is the fight that will definitely keep you... Oh, okay, he's not going to sleep yet. Actually, no, we'll take the rapid fire off. And there's the back. And then I think it's going to be the... No, it's going to be the super. Yeah, that's one... I sometimes have a hard time reading what it's going to do with the Super Swooper, like when the timing pays off for it. There we go. Once he actually seems to hit the limp point, it is very fast for the last legs there. But that actually, well, it went a lot better than Gallagher because I was much more conservative and slower about it. It actually might have been a little faster than Gallagher because there is a little bit more of like weak zones Seregios has. Especially both back legs and the tail are the weak spots, as well as we had Zhu Wu helping. But of the two, I love the Gallagher for like flavor and such, but I have to admit the underwater stuff, it feels like it needs more work to it. I still think one underwater combat could and should return to Monster Hunter as a series, but I think it's something where you have to give more agency to the players underwater. The dives up and dive down are very good, but I think it is, don't rely on like clutching to him, slinger ammo, get the fluff out of the way and just focus on the actual fighting with your weapons for it. But that was both title update monsters at their peak. I think Gormagal actually still has the most to itself with like its huge health pool. But for like which are the most engaging hunts, I think Seregios is the one that'll keep you well on your toes the most. It is one where I feel like evade window is almost mandatory for it, unless you have like guard or clash, which is another point of contention I do kind of have with Wilds. Every weapon should have something unique for it. Like, if you have block weapons can all have offsets, and then you have some... Or hang on, no. You have the power clashes that all guard weapons have. You have the offset attacks that some weapons have. Every weapon should have one of the two. Like Bowgun had the opportunity to be like the offset with like the Wyvern Blast from from Monster Hunter Iceborne, but for some reason they didn't bring it back. Instead, they've got like base Wyvern Blast and the adhesive ammo, which I don't mind the adhesive ammo. It's a little bit nuisance to build it up and get it out as quickly as it does, or try to use it with how slow it is for it, but I would much rather see we get more ways for all weapons to interact with the monsters in the fights and like create openings and such, than it really feeling like how limited in scope it is right now. I've got all light bowguns, all upgrade to max. I think light heavy bowgun I'm still working at. Yeah, you know what? Actually, maybe I'll go for the bow, because I might be using that a little bit more going forward. Okay, so oh, that one's actually already up to max there, so... yeah, we'll go with that just to complete all of the bow grabs.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll make Loggy's heavy bowgun.
All right.
But something I do find interesting is, for the bows, it feels like they might be... I was talking about like how the weapons should have something. Maybe they should have like an evade boost for weapons like, say, the dual blades, the light bowgun, the bow, that don't have anything else. If you evade, you get a bonus. Like, say, for light bowgun, it's recoil down, reload speed up temporarily. For dual blades, it's faster movement speed. The bow has like the stamina boost back and such. Maybe that'd be a direction to take with it. But it just does feel like there is a lacking element for weapons that don't have a way to block or have like the offset to basically completely throw off and counter a monster's attack coming in. So I've just got another Dissenter to get, and then that's basically that done. And I also do want to see when it comes to, okay, I guess I have to do the layered armor in the tent. Some other people have commented about it as well, and I do find it a bit strange that it's not a thing, is that for the equipment appearances for the light bowgun, I think it's also the same way for the heavy. You can't go back a step in the trees, that way, like, you don't have the power barrel at the end as a thing. Like, you have it here for the Dosha Faithbreaker, but then it goes up to this one, and that's it. All of them are all stuck with, like, the power barrel on them. Even if they didn't have, like, the power barrel silencer of previous games, they have the models already in-game to have this without the barrel on it. So I'd just like to see that in order to, like, bring out a little bit more option for flavor, and it honestly kind of changes some looks quite a bit more for the weapons. I know Monster Hunter is about the big, huge weapons to always use, but there are some of them, like the Sword and Shield, Dual Blades, Bow, Light Bow, well, maybe not the Bow, but Light Bowgun, that feel like they're better as, like, a medium-sized weapon, but the power barrels, or, like, the barrels on them, kind of take away a little bit from them for design, in my opinion. But hopefully that's something maybe we'll get in an update or something, I don't know. I think the big focus for the game definitely should be trying to get its performance woes completely fixed and sorted out, so that way everybody's playing and enjoying Wilds as they can. And then from there, focusing on more of like the disconnects and weird stuff it feels like in combat and that. I do think Wilds is a good game, but I do think it has earned proper criticism for like all of the performance issues with what they've been trying to do with it, and it deserves the negative feedback it's gotten there. The hard main focus must be going forward, trying to make it so that way it actually runs properly on the hardware it says it can. If it can't do that, then content's not going to help it any further. But I think we are good all in all to wrap up today's episode there with that, and we have peeked out another couple of major hunts for Wilds. I don't think there's anything actually big content-wise to go for until we'll see Arch-Tempered Uthduna, or maybe the challenge Mizutsune I think is something coming up, so we'll see about stuff in the future, but we might be changing out for a different weekend series for the channel soon. For now though, thank you all very much for joining me on this episode of Monster Hunter Wilds and through the series so far. If you did like the video, be sure to give it a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure in the comments right down below. Until I see you all in the next video episode, Hunters and Survivors, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and happy hunting.